Hello everybody and welcome to Tower of God episode 8 anime review. In this week's episode, Khun is a genius and then it turns out he's even more of a genius. Like he was a regular genius, then he turned into a super genius, twisty-turny, super duper genius. That guy did some things. I forgot his name already. Quant. I think. There was a UA in there. Quant. He did some things. He fought a lot of people. He got played around with by Khun, basically. Bam showed up a bit. He got glared at. What else did he do? That was about it, really. It was mostly about Khun and Quant and that team. The other team, I guess, will get Endorse's schemes, I guess, next time. That's just exciting. Anyway, let's jump into the episode, see exactly how it went down and everything. Let's do this. Start of the episode, we have Quant beginning to get angry. That's where we left off. He's getting really mad. However, he tones it in, pulls it in, reins it in, tones it down a little bit, stays very calm. And he's like, alright guys, this didn't work. I'll let you have a plan B. Plan B, it turns out, is absolutely leg it, lads. They run away from him like the cowards they are. It's actually quite clever. He gives them a head start of 111 seconds, which is a weird time, other than it's 111. That's the only real thing I could think of that's, you know, any relevance at all to that time. But hey, I'm not too smart. So he gives them a head start to run away. Meanwhile, in the waiting room, the watching room, whatever you want to call it, this guy, this absolute scrub that I don't know who he is, he's complaining to Endorsey. He's like, hey, look, our team sucks. And I'm like, your team don't suck. You got some cool people in your team. What are you on about? So yeah. She doesn't really have much of that. She just goes to talk to Bam instead. Bam, who is looking around for Rachel, because she's disappeared off, because she don't want to talk to no one, she's a goddamn loner. But hey, the way those guys were acting, she had the right idea. So yeah, Endorser goes to talk to him. Back with the others though. Anak, also when he was mentioned Rachel, she looked all annoyed. Oh, Endorser, she was like, why are you talking about her again? She didn't look very happy with him. More importantly, though, back to the Team A. Are they Team A? I guess they'd be Team A because they're first. That's just what I'm thinking. Anak's heading up to the top floor in the elevator, which is a good plan. Elevator's quite fast. Everyone else is going to stall him on the stairs because that's another thing. Quant said he was going to take the stairs, and he's such a good guy, you know? He's going to go up and down them stairs for a long-ass time. It's like Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, they're going to stall him on the stairs. He then shows up and has a pretty damn cool line. He's like, I'm a scout, man. You know what scouts do? We're always outnumbered. I forget the exact quote, but it's something to that effect. Then he enters stealth mode, and then he just starts absolutely wrecking shop. He takes everyone out, basically, on the stairs. There's a good line where it's like, well, they were asked to buy 5 minutes. Like, how many minutes has it been yet? It's like, it's not even been 1 minute. So, your plan wasn't exactly successful. Stair team gets destroyed. Meanwhile, this is just completely weird in my notes. Rack and the other guy eat chocolate. It's in my notes. I guess that was a thing that I thought. I mean, it was pretty funny. You know how Rack is. The admins, sorry, whatever you want to call them, they think, hey, it's only a matter of time before Anak's caught at this point. The plan has failed. And Rack is like, no, believe in the heart of the Khun's plans cards. Didn't really work there. Whatever. Yeah, so they're like, oh, okay, I guess we'll believe in Khun's plans. Shibisu then called Quant a little redhead, and then him and his friends who are around him, they all get wrecked by Quant, and it wasn't even a fight. He destroyed them. To be fair, don't insult the. I mean, I guess you didn't know he was right behind you. But don't insult the very powerful leader man. Not leader, very powerful, strong boy man. It's not a good idea. After dealing with them, despite Shibisu's best efforts of just hanging on to his foot for dear life, Quant eventually comes across Khun on the bridge. And Anak's not there. Khun just basically tells him, yeah, she jumped down to get to the exit down there. Apparently she's been training her legs or something, I don't know. Khun did a proper, like, I don't know what she was doing, you know. Yeah, he did what I will describe as someone who's lying, thinking they're telling the truth, thinking they're good at it, but they're not. That's what Khun was doing right there. Didn't buy him at all. actually what happened is he gave her a clone of his cube thingy that's called a lighthouse, I found out. And basically, because it floats, he sent her down on it, basically. And she's just like under the bridge slightly waiting. Yeah, Khun is a bad liar, as I said. Quant, to be fair though, he does this proper shocked face when Quant nails it. He goes, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're on about, mate." And it's like, Khun, the face gave it away, my good. Obviously, we now know it's probably intentional. But at the time, it was just a bit like, come on, man, you're smarter than that. And it turns out, yeah, he was smarter than that. So I don't know why I'm complaining. It was actually quite clever. But yeah, Quant grabs Khun and then jumps off with him. And they're free-falling. It's like skydiving. I would never do skydiving, me. I'm way too terrified of that. Not even particularly scared of heights itself. Like, I can go in a plane. I can sit in a high area. Skydiving, free-falling? Nah, I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that at all. Yeah, Khun then lets go, or frees himself from Quant and is free falling himself. I guess the plan was Quant would stop him from dying, but now he's free falling. He's like, you're a crazy man. What's her name? Anak. There's a lot of characters, damn it. Anak uses the green April, yep, to sort of like as like a pulley, so like going up and down. That doesn't make no sense at all. Basically, so she. What am I trying to say? Basically, she uses it so she can save Khun. That's what I'm trying to say very badly. And they do that. It's a genius strategy. And yeah. And then Bam is... So yeah, he falls down. They've nailed it, Team A. Bam in the other room is like, wow, that's very impressive, And everyone else is glaring at him like, shut up, Bam. Shut up. How dare you give them compliments. Hey, you should be learning from this, guys. What does they say about mistakes in history and that? If you don't do history, you're going to repeat all the mistakes and that. I may have bollocked that a little bit, but I got the gist of it. Yeah. Then at the bottom, someone spoke to Quant. Quant ended up back at the top, and then he stole Anak's badge, and Team A loses, sorry. Just like that. All went away. And now, I know what you're thinking. That's BS, right? How the hell did that happen? Mysterious person at the bottom. Sort of did call it was what was his name? Lowry? That guy, the sleepy man. Lauro. One of them. He was at the bottom because they said earlier on, he's like, oh, he's still sleeping at the start. He didn't need to pass, so he's not going to bother. Which is fair enough. That's like me in my exams, except I wasn't going to pass. Come on, guys. I'm a bad student. That's besides I was a bad student back in the day. Anyway, so yeah, they lose in the waiting room afterwards. Khun's blaming himself. He's like, no, it's all my fault. If I had a better strategy, guys, we could have done it. Turns out, right, Khun is doing this. The little scheming, conniving toe rag. This actually caught me off guard, the Khun bit. So it turns out, Khun also betrayed his team and helped make your boy get back up, Quant, because they then explain it. Basically, Khun did it to get his real team, all of them to pass. So everyone on Team A, which Khun was on, was going to pass regardless, I guess. Everyone, that he cares about, which is shorthand for the main characters. They were going to pass anyway, so he needed Team B to win to get the rest of them to pass. So they purposely threw the match but also played it out really long so that Team B could see the strategies they use and help them out planning while also losing. So it helps out Team B and it makes sure that Team A loses. He's a genius, old Khun. I don't know how many people are actually in on this. You would have to assume that at least Khun and Lauro would be. Anak maybe too. She could be in on it. She didn't seem much fussed. I don't think Shibisu's an idiot. He wasn't in on it. Anak might have been because surely he was on the orb. I was going to say she would have to lower him down, but no, he was on the thing at that point. Never mind. Yeah, maybe Anak wasn't in it. So basically, the long and short of it is, Khun betrayed his team so that all his friends could get through, and all his friends are the main characters, so that's kind of important. So good job, Khun. It would be a bit sad if half the cast suddenly, went off and weren't seen again, ever again. So that would be pretty bad. So Khun, good job, son. Final segment is Team B, or I guess the start of Team B's go at it. Endorsey nominates herself leader to stop the lads over there from arguing. Bam really couldn't care less. Wrong thing. He's still just looking at Rachel and all that. He's not concerned with this leadership thing. He doesn't care about being a leader. Endorsey's got a plan, I assume. Well, it turns out she does. We don't learn it though. Hats is with a couple of idiots. They have spears. They are thick, and he has to teach them a lesson, basically. That girl, I didn't write down her name. That girl who's with Ho, she's having second thoughts about climbing the tower and everything because she doesn't want to kill her new friends. And then we get a bit of a backstory. I guess they were on a ship, and I guess they were robbing it or something. I missed that. But hey, that's not the important bit. The important bit is, oh my god, all her friends got cut into loads of different pieces by a ranker. That's pretty insane. I'm glad you didn't see them proper. I think it was better seeing the shadows. Like, I think that was more effective with the blood splatters. It was awesome. Well, not awesome, it was gruesome. But, so yeah, all her friends died. And then she, immediately was like, hey, you want to go climb the tower, mate? Is what that guy said, whose name I've forgotten. Oh, man, he hasn't shown up in a while. That guy, whatever. But however, Ho doesn't sympathize with it's like, no, we were all, that's our relationship in the first place. We're going to kill each other to climb this tower. No hard feelings. I'm like, yeah, but you're dead, though. Can't have no hard feelings. Can't have any feelings if you're dead. So, 10 out of 10, great content here. Hats wrecks those other two and everything, as I said. Then it's weird. Endorsey's group gets an email? Not an email. What do they call it? A thing, a message, a communication, so to speak. Basically, he says, hey, the ranker is here. Then Endorsey kicks one of them to the ground and says, ha, my plan has worked. What plan, and why did you kick that guy to the ground? He's just a random. I don't even know who he is. I think that's the guy that was complaining about the quality of their group earlier. So that's kind of weird. Not sure what her plan is, or why is her kicking him relevant in any way? I would guess so, because she said it after she did that, and also why would she do that otherwise? I have actually no idea, if you couldn't tell. Who knows? But yeah, so that's where the episode ended. Cliffhanger again, and they love doing their cliffhangers. It's fine. A week isn't that long at all. So fair enough. It was a good week's episode. Khun being an absolute genius. Khun is my favourite character, I think. He's definitely up there if he's not my favourite. But I think he's probably my favourite. I like Anak too. She's pretty cool. But yeah, that was this week's episode. I've said pretty much everything I want to. I liked it. I'm curious to see how Quant will fight Team B now. Will he lose his rag more? Will he be calmer? Will Team B fare better than Team A? Well, I'm assuming Team B are definitely going to pass somehow. Hopefully Endorsey's got a genius plan. I have no idea. She's pretty smart though. I wouldn't have trusted many other people on that team to make the plan. So it's a good thing she's got it. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out immensely. Thank you kindly. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care and bye guys.